The main thing that brought me here is the universe. Something new. There was something really like driving me outside of my home country. Right. I didn't know nothing about it. If you would have told me that Taiwan was the same as Shanghai, I would have said it.
Okay.
Why would you go so far? You don't know anything there.
Island.
When my family came visit me, why are we living in France? That's why I'm making a move to leave.
How would you rate Taiwan and France? Hola chicos, 我是 Adele. 今天邀请到一个非常特别的来宾 Armel.
I'm Armel, French, and living in Taiwan for the past 4 years. Here to talk about my experience here, I believe.
I'm sure a lot of Taiwanese audience would love to know about your experience in Taiwan. So the first question is, what brought you to Taiwan for the first time? Wasn't your plan, right?
Yeah, very good question. So I think the main thing that brought me here is the universe. You know, I got like a call from the universe that like, why not coming here? But then there's like subtle layers of like a more rational reason why I came here. And actually during COVID-19 it was hard for me to renew my visa in Japan. So
So you were living in Japan?
I was in Japan before. I decided, okay, I want to be somewhere close to Japan so I can wait that the borders reopen. And Taiwan was on one of the options that was available. So
right, and then you end up staying here for 4 years.
yeah. When I came here after the first 3 months, I realized that it was very close to Japan. You know, it was similar, and a lot of points were much easier for me to open a business here. So that's why it made me transitioning to opening a business in Taiwan here rather than in Japan.
I'm curious, what brought you to Japan?
I will answer the same thing as Taiwan. The universe brought me there, but then it was like I needed to leave France. I needed to leave this environment. I needed to see something new. There was something really like driving me outside of my home country.
Right. What was your first impression about Taiwan?
When I arrived, I had to quarantine for two weeks.
Yes,
so that was my first
tough.
impressions. So my first impression was a lot about food because I was ordering every day. It was fascinating for me to see like every day I was changing and like trying every single food. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I was trying all Taiwanese food through Uber Eats during my quarantine. And then my first experience outside of Taiwan was in the nature. We went to the hot spring, took a scooter, and we went to the hot spring in Yangmingshan.
Oh, nice.
That was like already one of the very, very amazing points of Taiwan is the richness of nature compared to life in Tokyo.
Before you came to Asia, did you know about Taiwan?
No, I didn't know nothing about it. Yeah, I knew the name.
Okay.
I knew the name, but honestly, if you would have told me that Taiwan was the same as Shanghai, I would have said yes.
Okay.
I think a lot of people don't know anything about Taiwan in France. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that knows, but like the people that was around me, my friends in the south of France, they don't know anything about Taiwan. And when I first decided to go there, there was a lot of negative feeling about like, why would you go so far? Like, you don't know anything there. Small island. In France, there is this fear of the unknown is making French people stuck into their own bubble. Yeah, exactly. When my family came visit me and they saw Taiwan, they were like, "What? Why are we living?
Hiding this pressure?
Why are we living in France?" As soon as you get out of your comfort zone and you find something that is different of what you know, there's like so much benefits to it.
Because your family, your brothers, they all came to Taiwan to visit here. What was their experience overall?
Amazing experience. My sister and my brother had very different experience. I think my sister really enjoyed the nature with me. We did a lot of hikes and things like that, so she really enjoyed this part of it. And then my brother really enjoyed the American influence. You know, my brother loved the United States, and so he loved walking in Shini, and you know, he see TGI Friday, he see like all these kind of things. So for him, it was like kind of both different perspective, but very good impression.
What about your mom?
My mom, she loved everything, and every time she leaves Taiwan, she went many times, and every time she leaves, she feels very sad, right? She feels really attached to the island, and she always. And also my friend that I had one of my best friends also came visit me. He always think about Taiwan, and we have like this kind of attachment.
Yeah,
you know,
that's really interesting. I think being a Taiwanese, like I'm attached because this is where I was born. But then every time when I hear like foreigner have a really deep connection with Taiwan, for me it's like really refreshing, and also like really appreciate this.
Yeah, I think there's an energy on the island that really attract us. Hard for us to live too.
本来只是想休息一下，结果直接昏睡。我最近换了这张床，太扯了，剪片没有办法靠别人，撑腰我就靠 Nooz Sunset Pro 天然乳胶床垫。我刚从澳洲回来台湾，第一件事就是换寝具，睡过各个国家各种旅店，家里的老床必须升级。这次选的是高品质设计，拥有世界多重国际标准的 Nooz Sunset Pro， 主打腰酸背痛，而且它是用真空压缩装箱的，搬运超方便。你看它膨胀的过程超疗愈的，而且很快就蓬起来了。这张床垫最让我安心的就是它的5层机能结构，我那个时候真的是查好查满才下手。最上面这层是专利设计透气网布，再是100%天然乳胶层、凉爽支撑层、释压活性炭，消除异味，再来就是防滑垫。我以前那张床垫整个塌掉，脊椎完全没有支撑，醒来全身酸痛。现在这张 Sunset Pro 是人体工学设计，支撑性很高，让脊椎自然生长，完全不会有那种悬空的感觉。鸡蛋测试。这个 Nooz Ergo Butterfly 蝶形记忆枕是专门缓解颈椎问题，可以减少压力，降低肩膀酸痛。我觉得实际躺下来的感觉很适合像我这种长期使用电脑的低头族人。现在双人床垫只要1万不到 ，CP 值超高。现在早鸟价5折起，在 Momo、Shopee、Dreamlands 都买得到。官网下单输入专属折扣码 Adele 200，再折200元，千万不要错过喽！Nooz 还有超级暖心的服务，限时本岛免运费送到府，帮你搬旧床，甚至提供10年塌陷保修，超级安心。有时候撑住自己了，不是靠意志，而是一张好床。工作靠自己，睡好撑腰就靠 Sunset Pro。现在你知道为什么我能撑那么久了吧？
不要再睡了，赶快去剪片啊！
From your experience, is it easy to connect with Taiwanese people?
I think I would say that's, there's a lot of positive things that I love, and I could like list them all maybe later. I think one of the hardest thing that I have is connecting with Taiwanese people. Actually, yeah. So I do have some Taiwanese friends. These friends often traveled abroad, or they lived in another country before. They have other experience of culture. But then there is something that there is the coffee shop that I go every single day. And for example, I don't come here for 3 months because I'm traveling. I come back and I see the person that I see every day, and it doesn't mind, like there's you could say like, oh, where did you go? Where were you? You're not coming
Sometimes
every day.
It can feel a bit
and so I'm coming and it's
cold.
like, what do you want? And so there is this kind of thing, and I think that's the hardest part for me, this lack of connection with Taiwanese people. But I understand we're so different. Maybe also here it's city. For sure. Also it's a city and there's language barrier. I totally understand that, and I get this. And there's also this in Japan. It's not about Taiwanese, it's about the relationship between both of us.
Yeah. If you go to the south, I'm sure a lot of people will be so warm. The dynamic would be really different from Taipei. I would guess.
For sure. No, that's for sure. I mean, when you get outside of the country, I went out of the city. When you get outside of the city, people are genuinely really nice. And that's one thing that I love also in the business part, when I was saying my connection with Taiwanese is as friend, or this kind of thing, it's hard for me to really build a friendship with a very local Taiwanese that doesn't really speak English, or that's for sure really hard. In business or whatever I'm doing, there's always this genuine intention of doing good things for others. Really appreciate it.
I think when I was abroad, that's also something I missed.
One thing I observe, I love observing things, and I feel like Taiwanese people are just a huge family, and people are part of the same family. If someone has a problem, people are gonna go and help him. I notice this whenever I go from another country, I get in the plane, it was like a family getting back in the car, a family getting back in the car and
going home.
Okay, we're back together, and we're gonna help. We're helping each other. We're in together.
That's funny. You mentioned about language barrier. Can you introduce yourself in Mandarin?
我是 Armel, 我是法国人
That's good.
That's pretty much it.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I can order 我要一个豆花豆浆无糖
谢谢
you know, all this kind of thing.
That's
But
good.
it's when I was running the restaurant, it was a necessity for me to learn the basics of the restaurant thing, you know, 你要带什么 or this kind of thing. You know, outside of the restaurant, if it's for business or if it's for friend, they usually speak English pretty well.
Right. How did you learn your English?
I learned my English first in Japan.
Yeah?
Yeah, as crazy as it can be, but you know, in Japan I had some foreigner friends, right? And I had American friends. Just by hanging out with them, I've learned it that way. And then the fastest way for me to improve was listening to podcasts and reading in English.
Okay.
Everything that I'm consuming in terms of content, I will always try to consume in English.
Right. A lot of Taiwanese people, they actually really want to connect with foreigners. They have this urge and desire to get to know more. Maybe that's also why sometimes they seem to be a bit cold. They don't know how to express themselves. Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, for sure. Best advice is like removing any fear, because that's the thing that blocks Taiwanese people for talking with us. They think that they're not gonna be able to speak English,
right.
but actually they are able. So there's always this time of like blockage where they don't want to try or make the effort because they fear that they're gonna not be being understood.
Right.
But actually when you remove this fear and that you get confidence and you say I'm gonna make it happen, even if you say like hello, how are you, that's already a first step to learn. And then the more you're gonna remove this fear, the more you're gonna be more confident and the more you're gonna be able to practice more, and you learn through practice. You know, for me it's really hard to open a book and learn from the book, you know.
And it's boring as well.
It's boring, it's really hard, so I like to learn through practice.
So here's an important question. How do we remove the fear? How did you remove the fear?
How do you remove the fear? By understanding what is fear. What is fear? False experience appearing real. In your imagination, you are thinking about an experience that may happen, but this experience will not happen. It's only in your imagination.
Yeah.
As soon as you understand that fear is only a thought, is nothing close to what the reality is, then you can understand that you can remove it. And the more you're going to practice to remove it, the more you're going to understand that the thing that you have thoughts never happen.
In the worst case, like nothing.
If you go towards someone to speak something in English and he looks at you in a weird way, or he's gonna start judging you because you speak wrong English,
Right.
then the problem comes from this guy. It's not coming
it's
from
not
you.
you.
Like this guy come from a place of insecurity because he's judging you right now.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's the best advice I can give.
I love that.
We all the main character of the movie,
Yeah.
right? But so we think that we are taking so much space in one thing, but actually everyone is experiencing the same thing. So whenever I'm gonna speak, you're gonna focus on whatever is on your thing, and I'm gonna focus on whatever is on my thing. So you know, we just gotta be focused on doing good things, and then the rest will follow.
Right, I love that.
By surrounding also yourself with like-minded people, we all participate for you know, cleaning the mental and getting the positive state of mind.
Right. And I think one small practice that we can do to remove that fear is also just by trying small steps, right? You've been in Taiwan for 4 years. I'm curious, is there any Taiwanese habit that you pick up?
When you first said about the Taiwanese habits, I would have a lot that comes. The part of the population in Taiwan that I'm inspired the most is the eldest people. Go in a gym where there was a lot of old people. The wisdom they provide is amazing. So I love to be surrounded with old Taiwanese people.
Have you ever joined the activity they have?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I talk a lot with them. They speak English.
They speak English?
Used to have business in between the US and Taiwan. Or the one habit that could be funny from my family. Yeah, I got one. It's like going to eat tohua. For them, it's so weird. It's like tofu with soy milk and some beans.
And then you have to put the beans.
My mom loves it, but my sister and my brother, they were like, oh, I'm not sure I want to eat this. But me, I go eat every day. She taught me how to order. So she said, this is ilan, this is hongto, da hongto, you know? So she just do like
cute.
this. When I ask her, like, I don't want a spoon, you know, for her to say, this is a spoon? I said, yes, it's a spoon. And so she learned that way too.
learned the English.
Yeah. I want to add one final quote about Taiwan. I think, like, for me, Taiwan is a very, very comfortable country. Very comfortable, very easy. And I think that's why I'm making a move to leave pretty soon, because I don't want to be too comfortable.
Why Taiwan is comfortable?
Taiwan is comfortable because first the people make it comfortable. You know, as we talked already, we say like people, it's like a family. So this is already a huge part of the environment. And then the transport, you know, the U-bike is free. You can go, everything is plain. You can ride the bike everywhere. Downstairs there's 7-Eleven everywhere. It's a luxury, and we need to remember that it's a luxury because when you live in another country and things close at 6 p.m. and then you need to wait the next day to like get something, here is like full abundance, you know, in the material realm, but also spiritually, highly rich in nature. I would say like Taiwan is amazing, but if I had no goal in my life, I would stay here for sure. But then I want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to go in the hard thing because that's the place of growth.
Compared to France, in terms of quality of life, like how would you rate like Taiwan and France?
I would give an 8. I will be a little bit more strict. I will give an 8 to Taipei. France, if I take my city, Aix-en-Provence, quality of life, it's really hard to say, you know, like that's, it always depends on our state of mind as well. You know?
And also different stage of life as well.
I would give also an 8 to my city, you know. So everyone is happy because Aix-en-Provence is amazing actually. You know, when I think about it, it's also a very nice city.
A lot of times I wonder, my Taiwanese people is that Taiwan is great, but also depends what you want. I mean, you choose the place that align with your goals or your value.
The grass is always greener outside, right? So
do you have any upcoming project?
Yeah, I do have one project that I'm very excited about. It's not yet launched, but I think it's going to be launched at the time maybe the video goes down. So mainly focusing on spiritual growth. I think it's a huge part of everything I've learned here in Taiwan and in Japan as well. I really want to share my knowledge, inner travel.
We don't only travel abroad.
Yeah, traveling abroad is amazing to learn, but the inner travel I believe is as much important. Thanks
so much for sharing a lot of your experience and a lot of your knowledge. Oh, if you want to follow Armel, you can also follow here. And if you like the video, click the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And see you soon.
Smash the subscribe button. Let's go.